What's good, y'all? It's your guy mccollum. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Every subscriber helps. Over here on this channel, we make daily NBA content. So if you enjoy the NBA as much as I do, please subscribe. And today we're going to be talking about what I think about the Portland Trailblazers and, what I think is going on over there and what I think is really the issue of why their record is as bad as it is right now. Not saying it's the worst record in the league, but why their record is like that. So the Portland Trailblazers in the offseason, they had make some what looked to be good acquisitions. They got Derrick Jones Jr. They got Robert Covington. And those are two guys who, can play defense. And, what does this Portland team need? More defense in the starting lineup, because when you're when your backcourt, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are bad defenders, then you need to, get good defensive wings and, good overall defenders in the lineup to help, mend the defensive issues on that team. So Robert Covington this season, he hasn't looked, the best on defense from what I've seen and from what I've heard. And his three-point shot is not even falling that well either. It's just looking to be not such a great acquisition. And Derrick Jones Jr., he's doing just as much as Derrick Jones Jr. can do. He's really just, a dunker. He can occasionally knock down a three, maybe get a backdoor alley. He's really alleys and just defense. And the defense, those two defenses not been able to, lift this team the way the front office thought it would. And I can't say I'm really surprised, because it's not like, Robert Covington and Derrick Jones Jr. are, Kawhi and Paul George or something like that. But, I'm not really shocked. This Portland team this year, they are 28th. Hold on. Wait a second. Yeah, they're 28th out of 30 in, defensive rating. Their defensive rating is 114.5. That's a horrible defensive rating. And I can't say I'm surprised, because when your two, backcourt guys are Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they're gonna, be attacked every night. They're gonna be attacked in the pick and roll. They're gonna be attacked in ISOs. There's nothing you can do to really hide them efficiently when neither one of them is, elite defensive guard. That's why I've always been, on the board for, trade CJ, get some, an elite two guard that can play defense and can score a bit. Get Damian Lillard his Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Get, like you see how Steph and Klay Thompson, Steph is a bad defender. Klay Thompson was an elite defender. So Klay Thompson would guard the best, perimeter player. In Portland, it's only Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. One of them has to guard the Steph Currys. One of them has to guard the James Hardens. One of them has to guard, the Chris Pauls and the Devin Bookers of the world. So it's always going to be, a big issue like that. We saw last night in Chicago. What happened, what happened in Chicago? What happened in that game? Portland came out. They came out punching. The Chicago Bulls, they did not know how to guard their pick and roll. Every time, Wendell Carter was in the paint, playing that heavy drop defense, they get a pull-up three, they get a pull-up mid-range, and it was just going really bad. And, things were going great, but the Chicago Bulls were able to come back because Portland's such a, a poor defensive team. And, Zach LaVine didn't even have to go crazy last night for them to win. I'm talking about the Chicago Bulls because, I'm a Bulls fan, so I was happy to see that. I watched the game live and all that. But Kobe White was wilding, Patrick Williams was wilding, Otto Porter Jr. was wilding. You should not, be getting killed like this by a team like the Chicago Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bulls, while they do have, good offensive options over there, they should not be, destroying your team like this. And all I really have to say about this is that I don't blame the offense. The offense is, the offense isn't bad this year. The offense is never bad. The offense this year, they're 8th in points per game. They average 115.5 points per game. But the offense, it loses value when you're giving the points right back. If you're shooting a three and then you giving up a three right back, if you're scoring and you're giving up baskets right back, sooner or later the shots are gonna start falling. We saw that happen last night. What happened when the shots stopped falling? What happened when CJ, couldn't get his, his 3-point shot off, in the pick and roll? What happened when Damian Lillard, was just cold the whole second half? They allow, the Chicago Bulls to get back into it. They allowed the Bulls to fight back. And, it's been a couple times this season where they just got completely destroyed on defense. And, in the first game, it was James Harden that went crazy. I think he had, 44 points or something like that. And it took a Herculean effort by CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum had to score, 44 points. And on top of that, hit the game winner. If one of your stars, can score over 40 points and you still need a game winner to win, that's not such a great sign. And you saw the other night, Steph Curry had 62. They really had no answer for him when Draymond came back. He was fine to Steph Curry. Steph Curry was just, abusing every matchup he got. And you saw what happened to Robert Covington. He got abused by Steph Curry. And Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum have no chance to guard, a guy like Steph Curry. So, really, the point of all this, the point of what all I'm saying is that the Portland Trailblazers are a bad defensive team. There's no getting around that. And, their offense, if the offense is not there, they're going to lose the game. Damian Lillard cannot score 15 points in the game. CJ McCollum cannot score, 16 points in the game. They need both of those guys to be, above at least 20, 22 points for them to have a chance to win. Because when you're giving up so many points on defense, the offense can't, be stagnant. The offense can't, just be, trash. You need to, be able to score the points to be matching the points that you're giving up. And this season, Damian Lillard is scoring 26 points per game, 42% shooting from the field. That's not Dame numbers. And, it's early in the season, so I know it's not going to, translate to the rest of the season. But Damian Lillard has not been anything too crazy this season. He's definitely fallen off from the bubble play. And I think his game's going to elevate. But as of right now, he's not having, the most amazing season. CJ McCollum is having, a good year. He's shooting, 46% from the field. He's averaging 28 points per game. 43% from three on 11 threes a game. That's amazing stuff right there. But the big question is Jusuf Nurkic. He's giving you 9 points, 8 rebounds, and he's a 45% from the field for a big man. Jusuf Nurkic is just not it this year. He hasn't been what he's been before the leg injury. Because before the leg injury, he was dominating. He was looking really, really tough. And, he's still a tough guy. Like, he's still going to set his hard screens. He's still going to roll hard. He's still going to give a lot of effort. But the offensive ability just really isn't there. And, Carmelo Anthony, 12.5 points on 40% shooting from the field. What's new there? 12.5 points from Melo off the bench is, fine, I guess. What else? Derrick Jones Jr. giving you 6 points. And like I said earlier, Robert Covington is having a terrible season shooting a three. He's shooting, 5 threes a game, and he's shooting 32% on those threes. So the Portland Trailblazers offense has not quite gotten rolling yet.